अच्छा चलिए, आप सुप्रीम कोर्ट की रूलिंग पढ़ लीजिए।
नियम को तोड़ा गया है।
आपको
किसी नोटिस के
आप देखिए, आपको पता नहीं है, यू डोंट नो अबाउट द सुप्रीम कोर्ट रूलिंग्स, आपको पता नहीं है उसके बारे में। मैम, हमारे अगले व्यूअर हैं, 1 मिनट।
पता नहीं,
नवाब जी 1 मिनट। नवाब जी हमारे अगले व्यूअर हैं,
हमको पता है।
नवाब जी हमारे अगले व्यूअर हैं। Kiran Bedi has called in. Kiran Bedi is watching the show. She wants to say something. Kiran Bedi, you're watching the show. I'm glad you're calling in as a viewer. I'm sure you would have also joined us as a panelist. Kiran Bedi, what would you like to say and to whom tonight, Ms. Bedi?
Arnab, I want to express my total solidarity to Durga and Khemkas.
Yeah.
We need many more of Khemkas and Durgas. Both of them have shown a mirror to the rest of the bureaucracy that the performance is their duty without fear or favor. So I'm here calling you up to express my total solidarity and pray the country gets more and more of Durgas and Khemkas.
Absolutely it will. Durgas, Khemkas and Kiran Bedis. These are the kind of officers who this country is proud of and remembers. Thank you, Kiran Bedi. Thank you for calling in. Thank you very much indeed. I can tell you there are lots of phone calls. And Arun Bhatia, you've been seeing the sentiment on the ground. You must have seen the hassle of, at many points of time, of taking on the political class. Do you feel more and more direct questions need to be asked now? Do you think we can make this viral? Do you think it's possible to make a viral campaign to support government officers who are trying to, protect the constitution?
Yes, that's such a good question, and that is exactly the difference between the present situation and what obtained, say, 10, 12 years ago. Here now, you blow the whistle and you come to protection to the media, but I must specify the electronic media, not the print media, which is still 72% controlled by politicians and political families. This is how you protect yourself. When young IAS officers say, how are we to survive in this environment? The answer we can give is, all right, blow the whistle, do your job, and then run to the media, which at one time was an offense. We used to get show cause notices. Why have you run to the press? So I just wanted to mention one thing that, I would like to underline that we have said very often that the IAS officer was fighting the mafia, which is very true. But actually, the IAS officer is doing more than that. She is fighting those who nourish the mafia, who maintain the mafia, who need the mafia, the real crooks. That is the political parties and the bureaucrats who signed this order. She is fighting against them, so she has nowhere to go because the system will not protect her. There is no steel frame left. There is no difference between the political and the bureaucratic executive, which was envisaged in the constitution, but today it's one. Transfers, postings, departmental inquiries, performance reports, everything is controlled by the signature of the department minister and by the chief minister.
Absolutely.
Since it's difficult to oust these two Johnnies, let's go against the chief
absolutely.
secretary.
I think a lawyer like KTS Tulsi, and I had KTS Tulsi and Ashok Khemka on a debate once. And they were on other sides. And you know what, Mr. Tulsi, many people were asking me one question. Can I be honest with you and I'll tell you what I was being told that point of time? Can I candidly tell you? They said a lawyer of KTS Tulsi's eminence should be there to protect officers who are taking on the system. So my question is, KTS Tulsi, I know you fought with Ashok Khemka, that was a different fight, right? But on this case, will a person like KTS Tulsi come out and offer his services, or go ahead and file a petition on his own so that the wheels of justice start moving in this country, even if the central government is blind to it?
Yes, I think I would like to do that, but not as a public interest, because the Supreme Court deprecates the practice of lawyers filing public interest petitions. There are some people who do that. I think that it is perhaps not the best thing to do. If anyone approaches me, I'm available, and I will fight tooth and nail with those who have signed this order of suspension completely against the law, only at the behest of officers. They say that Chief Minister was not even aware of this order of suspension. The order of suspension was ordered by the father of the Chief Minister.
Yeah.
Is that a rule of law?
It's ridiculous.
That is what is being alleged. But
one more caller, sir.
Must be ascertained, and this officer must be protected.
One more caller, and that's Hari from Muscat, who's watching Newshour in Muscat. Yes, Hari.
Yeah, Arnab, I have 2 points here. The first point is that politicians, they should not behave as if they are owning the state or owning the country.
I agree with
you. They are just public servants, number one. Number two, the chief secretaries and the higher level bureaucrats, they should first realize their duties. When young officers, they are into and they are working with into and righteousness, these senior officers, I will hold senior officers more responsible rather than the politicians. Because
I agree.
They are bending down and they are showing the way for these politicians.
Yeah, right.
Hari,
Quite right.
Hari, I completely agree with you. It's a good and strong point you made. Good and strong point you made. I think everyone agrees with you there. Ashok also, I'm sure you do. Ashok and Anupam, what do you think in Chandigarh with what Hari is saying in Muscat?
Yes, I absolutely agree with him. You see, in this case, had the chief secretary and the principal secretary appointments not complied with the order at the middle of the night without giving an opportunity of hearing to this young lady officer, this lady would not have got this traumatic order of suspension from service so young in her career and for doing such a bold and being effectively honest in her job.
Yeah.
So they are the ones who are to be pulled up and they should be apologizing
Protected.
Before the nation.
Absolutely.
Not so much the politicians as the young, as the senior bureaucrats.
Yeah, and you know one thing I want to say this to you, Vani especially. Vani, are you there? Okay, Vani is not there. But you know, somebody asked this, that let's not politicize this. You know, Sudhindra Bhadoria, this country has seen every political party, Mr. Bhadoria, gang up against honest IAS officers. I don't have to remind the BJP where Satyendra Dubey happened, where the Shanmugan Manjunath case happened. And every political party, including yours, Sudhindra Bhadoria, including yours, has victimized, officers. But now, Mr. Bhadoria, these officers are not alone. They have the whole country with them.
You see, including everybody in our national life. You see, you cannot say that there is only one class which is corrupt. One army general is accusing the other army officer. One police officer is accusing the other officer. One journalist, the Neera Radia case, let those old... Why don't you play the tapes of the Neera Radia case?
One sec.
The nation will know who are corrupt and who are honest.
One sec. You know, I'm tired of saying this. I'm going to tell you something tonight. If your last defense is Neera Radia.
You are only
no, 1 minute, please. 1 minute.
You are telling me...
1 minute. What I said was that every political party has victimized IAS officers. And if your only argument is Neera Radia, then I'd request you, Mr. Bhadoria, you go ask the people who were named in the Neera Radia case. Don't ask me that question. Right? Nobody from Times Now.
I know.
So please, be clear. You ask the people who are there and who you want to ask questions on the Neera Radia case. You use that line of defense with other people, please.
You should
other people will be on the defensive when you talk about Neera Radia, not me. Other people will be on the defensive when you ask about Neera Radia, not me. So don't try that argument with me. Don't try that argument. Answer the question.
No.
I'm asking you a question.
Saying this to me.
I'm telling you, because every political party has victimized IAS officers. Arun Bhatia wants to respond. Arun Bhatia, please. Arun Bhatia wanted to say something. I wanted to close the debate, but go ahead. I think this lady officer deserves the President's Medal. Some of our viewers are writing. Yes, Arun Bhatia.
You are so right, and I'm really surprised that this is being disputed. Of course, every political party uses the same methodologies, the same channels of corruption, suppression of good bureaucrats, corrupt elections, no difference. And I can give you examples of BJP Shiv Sena rule where good officers were suspended. Every time a government changes, every time another political party comes in power, all over the press we hear of a wave of transfers. The bureaucracy is the chamcha of the politicians. There's no doubt about this. How can this guy get up and say, this party is corrupt and this is not? What bullshit.
Well, I think...
The Whistleblowers Protection Act is required and no party has been able to pass the Whistleblowers Protection Act till now.
Okay, one more caller. I think we are getting a lot of calls from Muscat this evening. And I'm extending this program because it is part of our duty to support Durga Shakti. And a lot of our viewers are saying today, let the country go viral in support for Durga Shakti. I think everyone would endorse that. Mr. Subramaniam from Muscat, go on. You're our last caller on the Newshour tonight. Yes, Mr. Subramaniam. And to our viewers who are not getting through, I personally apologize. But we have limited people, limited time. Mr. Subramaniam, go ahead.
Hi, Arnab. Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
I've been watching this debate, and there are two sides of the bureaucracy. unless we clean up the bureaucracy who is supporting the politicians, this kind of things will definitely remain there in the system.
Absolutely, sir.
We need to clean up the bureaucracy who are supporting the politicians without looking at their own job responsibilities.
I agree with you, sir. Sometimes we need to look beyond ourselves. I want to thank everyone. This is not personal. बुक्कल नवाब जी, बुरा मत मानिए, सीधे सवाल है, सीधे किए जाते हैं क्योंकि ताकि जवाब भी सीधा मिले. और सिर्फ एक बात आपसे कहना चाहूँगा कि दुर्गा शक्ति अकेली नहीं है, सारा देश उनके साथ है. It appears the whole country has gone viral in support of Durga Shakti. So you can tweet, you can write about Durga Shakti, you can build pressure, because before the state government makes an example of Durga Shakti, you should make an example of people who are trying to make an example of Durga Shakti. Thank you for joining me on that debate on the Newshour tonight.